everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you know what I got to do? I have to do it every single time. Why? Because I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not like that. I'm going to let you in on the best community here on these internet streets. And listen, if you want to be a part of this, you know what you need to do. Go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Still dog walking it. I mean, just with ease. Also, I just want to give a shout out and some love to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Listen, y'all are doing a great job, and I thank you so very much. Also, over there in the corner, that's our join button. That's the channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And listen, I'll be so happy, so grateful, so over the moon to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, look over there. You see those three little dots? Click that. That's the super thanks. And listen, all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all. I do have some shout outs. I do, because I hadn't did it in a while. And y'all know that y'all are so good to me. So y'all know I have quite a few, and I appreciate each and every one of them. I do. Your support just means everything to me. It really does. And we're going to start with someone new. A new name has come to the chat. Yes, and it's Balaji Anthony. Balaji, thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for seeing something in the channel. Thank you for being a part of this community. Welcome. I mean, I am so thrilled to have you, and so happy that you decided to be a part of this community. I am thrilled. I am so thrilled. So thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. Also, Annette Sweat. Annette has been with me since the beginning and always coming through, always supporting. A ride or die, everything. She is everything. And listen, she's always in the comments too. She is always supporting. She is always supporting across the board. Always down with the read. You could not ask for more. She is perfection. So thank you, Annette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And next up is Kevin Slim. You talk about perfection. It's Kevin. He is everything. He is a ride or die, always coming through, always supporting, always in the comments. I mean, across the board, tens. Kevin is everything. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being here. And talking about tens, Angela May. Angela May is a 10 on top of a 10 on top of a 10. Yes, she is straight perfection across the board. She always supports. She's always in the comments. She's always there just for a good word, and just, she is just everything. And I am so lucky to have her. So yes, she's a ride or die, always coming through, always being there for the read, and I am so thankful for her. So thank you, Angela May. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And Yulette is just everything. I'm telling you, she supports. She is unwavering in her support. She is the best. She is the best of the best, and I am so lucky to have her and so grateful to have her. Thank you, Yulette. Thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for being a ride or die. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being here. It means so very much. And next up is Patricia Smith. Patricia, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for being you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being a ride or die, ride or die. Always, always being down with the read. You are just everything. You are, and I appreciate you so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I mean that. You are so, so very special. And last but never least is Ella Gully. Ella is just everything. She is always supporting. She is always in the comments. She always is down with the read. I'm telling you, she is a ride or die, ride or die. And I don't know what I did to deserve her. She came in and she just created such a space for herself in this community. And now I can't even imagine this community without her. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Ella. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I want to give another quick shout out to Balaji Anthony, Annette Sweat, Kevin Slims, Angela May, Eulette, Patricia Smith, and last but never least, Ella Gully. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for seeing something in me that you want to support. It means everything. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, that is what I have done. And listen, it's a lot going on in these streets. It really is. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Now, first, I want to talk about this whole thing with Meghan and her dad. Now, they are saying that Meghan has reached out to Thomas Markle Sr. And so I'm going to go through that. We're going to discuss that and discuss what the squads are kind of saying about it. And I also am going to discuss my thoughts on it as well. And you know that Kitty had her Christmas carol, and what is it? The Christmas Carol concert? Yeah, she had that. And listen, we got a new burial pole. We got a new burial pole. And it's not good for Kitty and Whitley. It is just not good for none of them. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about who all was there and who all wasn't there. And boy, it is interesting. It is interesting. So we're going to get into all of that. You know, we're going to be good and messy about it because why not? Why not? All right, y'all. So let's get started. I'm going to put this up and listen. This right here kind of gave me a shock. And is this article that popped up in People, and it is saying definitively that Meghan made contact with Thomas Markle Sr. Now, I was like, what? And it definitely is saying that. And this is the title of the article. It says Meghan Markle reaches out to her father, well, her dad, Thomas Markle, after his emergency leg amputation, spokesperson confirmed. So they're saying that Meghan's people are confirming that she did reach out to him. It says the Duchess of Sussex has reached out to her father following emergency surgery to amputate his leg. Her spokesperson confirms to People. And it goes on and says Meghan Markle has reached out to her father, Thomas Markle, following reports that he underwent surgery to amputate his left leg and is currently in intensive care. It says, I can confirm she has reached out to her father, a spokesperson for the Duchess of Sussex, tell People. The update came after Thomas' son, Thomas Markle Jr., told the Daily Mail that the 81-year-old had his leg amputated below the knee on December the 3rd in the Philippines, where the pair has been living since this year. After a blood clot in his thigh reportedly cut off circulation, he described the emergency procedure as life or death, saying his father's foot had turned blue, then black, before doctors determined amputation was necessary. What y'all think about that? Now, I must say, on these internet streets, a lot of squatties still don't believe it. They don't. They say, he gonna grow another leg. Y'all, I cannot be messy, y'all. I got to stop myself. But I'm just saying what squatties are saying. They're saying it's gonna be a miracle and he's gonna walk out and have another leg, be able to grow another leg. But I digress. And it says, while Meghan's spokesperson did not provide further detail, a source noted that the outreach from Meghan is very recent following the reports of her father's medical emergency. Now, all I can say is, this is my question about this whole thing and what Thomas Markle Jr. is saying that his father's foot turned blue and then black. If he was already in the hospital, would they allow that to happen? He had to be home, and Thomas Markle Jr. had to see this. Did he not take him to the doctor when he saw that his leg was turning blue? I mean, what's going on here? The details are not detailing, if you know what I mean. But I cannot say that I care. I don't. I really don't care anything about Thomas Markle Sr. But it definitely clearly seems like that Meghan does. And I understand. That's the way I feel about it. I understand. This has been a person who, up until a certain point, was a good father. That is what Meghan said. He actually was a good father to her. And then when she got in this particular situation, meaning when her and Harry established their relationship and really needed their family to be there for them because they were surrounded by sharks. All of these rags over there and that family was sharks. They were out for blood when it came to Harry and Meghan. When she needed him the most, he betrayed her, just like Judas did Christ for 30 pieces of silver. He did the same thing. He betrayed her. He did. And betrayal is a hard thing to get over. It really, really is. And then when you have attached to that, you have maggots like Thomas Markle Jr. and Scammy. You really have a situation on your hands to navigate. And I hope that Meghan will navigate it the very best she can. At the end of the day, it's her life. It's her father. It's her life. And so she gets to make, the decisions on how she'll move in this particular situation. But yeah, I don't envy her because when you are dealing with snakes like Thomas Markle Sr., Scammy, and Thomas Markle Jr., he just was on YouTube, said he created a channel to cheer his father up. but he's going to use it to bury Meghan. That's what he just said. So, how do you successfully navigate around these fools? Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very, very tricky for Meghan. I'm just saying. And even though Meghan's spokesperson did not say how Meghan reached out to her father, what method it was, if she phoned, or what happened. But of course, the people of the rags have just about lost their minds. I mean, every one of them are talking about it, and every one of them have something to say. And this Kate Manzi, she has written an article and she's pretending like she knows how Meghan reached out to him. I'm going to put this up. It says Meghan tells staff to find out if estranged father is seriously ill. It says Thomas Markle, 81, was said to be in a stable condition after undergoing a 3-hour operation in a hospital in the Philippines. And this is what Kate Manzi says the Duchess of Sussex has instructed aides to find out if her father is unwell following reports he has had emergency surgery. Now, if this is true, I'm not saying it's true. I have no idea it's true. It is from a flying monkey, so you should take it all with a grain of salt. But all I can say is, if it is true, who could blame her? Because those people have done nothing but lie and lie and lie. So why wouldn't Meghan try to find out if he's not lying this time? Because this man lied on her wedding day. He conspired with people to undo her marriage, her wedding. So why would she just trust what Thomas Markle Jr. would say? The same person who wrote a letter to Prince Harry, an open letter in one of those rags prior to her wedding, and pleaded with Prince Harry not to marry her. And he did that for pay. It was a paid situation. He did that in order to get money. And ever since Harry and Meghan has gotten together, they have used Meghan as a cash cow. Those trash individuals have used Meghan for money and for clout. So why wouldn't she feel some kind of way? And why wouldn't she be a little suspicious and want to double check and make sure what she is hearing is true? Because these are not the most trustworthy people in the world. And you have to admit, the timing is a little sus, because all of this is happening around the same time of her holiday celebration dropping on Netflix. And if you have been around here on these internet streets, you know that this happens every time. Every time something big is happening for Harry or Meghan, or Harry and Meghan, it's always some nonsense behind it. They're always trying to throw a monkey wrench into the whole process. They seem like they want to try to make her success stop, hinder her in some way. So why wouldn't she feel a little like, wait a minute, let me check and see if this is true, or this is some shenanigans that the Daily Fail and the rest of those rags over there has gotten going for that family over there. Because never forget, it's always in support of that family, all of these shenanigans. But this is what it says. It says a spokesman for Meghan told the Times, "We have been trying to understand the veracity of the claim made in the Daily Mail, but we have not been instructed to reach out to her father." So what y'all think about that? People is saying that she did, and this paper, the Times, is saying that, the reaching out was trying to find out if what is being said is true. Now, I don't know. But Here it is. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And it says, he added that they have been instructed to clarify the truth of the report by other means, which mean that Meghan's people are saying that they're going to find out if it's true or not, but they will not be calling Thomas Markle Jr. about it, because we all know anything that's said between Meghan and any of those scum buckets over there, meaning Thomas Markle Jr., Scammy, and even Thomas Markle Sr., it's going to be in the Daily Fail before the words actually leave Meghan's mouth. We know this. And of course, if we know this, we know Meghan know this. So it kind of rings true that first Meghan is trying to find out if this old man really got his leg taken off, or if he's gonna do what some squatties are saying that he's gonna do and pretend like he grew a new one. Y'all, I know that's not funny. I know it's not, but I'm telling you, squatties make me laugh. They make me cackle. I can't help it, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me. And I'm going to put this and this squatty posted the article from the Times, and the Times on Sunday, and it says, update, Meghan instructs aides to make contact with seriously ill father, the times.com, and then it goes on and gives the link. But yes, so this is what they wrote. And the squatty that reposted what Kate Manzi said in this article said this: that's not what you're reporting or even what your headline says. And what this squatty is pointing out is that the headline says that Meghan made contact with Thomas Markle Sr. But when you read the article, it says that Meghan's staff made contact not with Thomas Markle Sr. or Jr. or anything. They wanted to find out if what was being said in the Daily Fail was actually true. So they're contacting other people to verify what is being written in the Fail is true. So in the article, it tells you that, but the headline is saying what people said, that Meghan reached out to Thomas Markle Sr. So it's a little murky here. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't know what to think because I don't trust the time and I don't trust people. But they're saying that they talked to Meghan's communication team. And like I said, I don't believe the Times and I don't believe people. I don't trust either one. Now, if you put a gun to my head and told me I had to choose one, which one I thought would probably be more truthful, I would say the Times, because when you look at it and if you know the whole scope of what has happened and what has transpired between Meghan and her father, you would know Meghan would be a little apprehensive about what is being printed in the Fail, because Meghan knows that Carolyn Graham is implanted over there in the Philippines with her dad. And she knows how trustworthy Scammy and Thomas Markle Jr. is. They lie like they breathe air. So why wouldn't it make sense that she would want to check to see what is being said is true? Because let's not forget, he faked a whole heart attack when it came to her wedding. Yes, trying to stop her wedding. He went along with that nonsense. So, because of that, why would she not check? I know I would before I made any moves or decided on how I wanted to move forward. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think, but that's what I think about the situation. And I'm going to put this up because this particular squatty doesn't really believe that Meghan actually literally contacted him. They say this: Meghan could have taken care of him if he wasn't such a sellout. Where is the lie? Do you not believe that Meghan would have been there for him all the way? She would have. But he's such a scummy guy That is why he's over there in the Philippines, so he can be so scummy. And, be with those unfortunate women over there doing really, ugh, scummy things. So, no, he just turned out not to be the person that he pretended to be when she was a child. He is not a good person. And let's not forget, Thomas Markle Jr. said even when they were little, he was making trips to the Philippines, going over there, allegedly sleeping with underage girls. Now, this is what he said on a interview, allegedly. I got to put a lot of alleged in there, but I saw the interview. I can't remember word for word, but he did say that he was going over there doing nefarious things. So this man is a sleaze bucket. He is. So he never really was what Meghan thought he was. But I digress, and it goes on to say he can amputate all four limbs and Meghan still wouldn't make contact with him. Squatties are not having any of it. It says he is dead to her. Dory is the only parent that matters. Tom Sr. should go cry to the media that he took sides with. Let him let him foot the bill. You know what? Squatties are just too much. They too much. But do y'all get what this squatty said? Let him foot the bill. I am going straight to hell with gasoline draws on. I got to do better. But squatties are making me laugh. I can't with them. I can't. But I agree with this squatty. If he had been a better person, Meghan would be there taking care of him all the way. Well, she wouldn't be there in the Philippines. She would be here in America because she wouldn't put up with the scummy behavior that's going on in the Philippines. So, yeah, he would definitely have to be a better person all the way around. And if he were, she would be there for him because she was there for him prior to Harry. She would give him money all the time for living expenses. Meghan said that. So why wouldn't she take care of him when he really needed her if he had been a better person? It's no doubt in my mind she would have. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up because this particular squatty is on the same line of thinking that I am on. I really don't feel like it's none of my business. I really don't. At the end of the day, these are real people and this is their real lives. I know I have said that time and time again when it comes to Harry and Meghan. As a squatty, as a fan, as a supporter, I really feel like it's not my place to manage Harry and Meghan's life. It's to respect their decisions because at the end of the day, the most important part of what I've said is it's their lives. It's their lives. These are real people, real flesh and blood people with feelings and all that goes with being a real person. So I am more in the line of respecting what they have to say and what they, ultimately decide to do. This particular squatty said, it's not my place to speculate about why Meghan contacted that man. Her decision deserves respect because it's such a personal matter. Still, the thing I appreciate is she's taken back that narrative and handling things on her own terms. I agree. I agree because this would have went on and on and on and on. You could see it all shaping up. Him rolling out with the stump and all of that and doing interview after interview, being on all of these television shows and trashing her. So I agree with this particular squatty. if she did reach out, she is taking back the narrative. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's her life. It's her dad, her decision. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but that's what I think about it. And I'm going to put this up because this particular squatter is, I feel, is absolutely saying what needs to be said and is telling the truth about the narrative, the part about the narrative. Because they already started to shape the narrative that Meghan is horrible, horrible person. Because look at what Ophil Dampier, what he has already posted. He said, if hashtag Meghan Markle hasn't spoke to her father, and there is no evidence she hasn't really reached out at all, has she? And even if she has, it's all too little, too late. Now listen at that. Listen at that. Like he has, I don't know, the right to judge Meghan? Why do he feel like he has the right? I see this all the time, especially in the derangers. They all feel like somehow they're empowered to judge or somehow hand down judgment on Meghan. I mean, it is crazy to me that these people somehow thinks that they have some kind of ownership into this woman's life. If you're a rational thinking person, in my opinion, you know that Meghan has every right to her autonomy as a human being as anybody else. But these people really act like that they have some say so in her life. It is the weirdest thing to me. But this particular squatter came in under what he said and said this. And who in the F are you? Are you part of her family circle? What Meghan does on a personal level is none of your business, since, unlike the royal grifter, she doesn't get a cent from taxpayers. So her personal life and her choices are hers. Exactly. They wanted to try to start to ramp up this narrative that somehow they have a right to have some kind of say so over how Meghan conducts her life, what decisions she gets to make. No, you don't get to do that. And I love this squatty coming in and reminding him that he has no right and no business in Meghan's business. So he is advised to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Mind your business. And this squatty makes such an excellent point. They say the British media is giving health updates on an irrelevant one's father, but refuse to discuss the health of the tax-funded people who wears the crowns and tiaras. Where is the lie? I mean, the papers are just filled with updates of Thomas Markle Sr., his health, where he's at, if he's in ICU, if he's not, what leg was amputated, what went on because of the amputation. But you can't get nothing. To this day, we don't know what kind of cancer neither Charles or Kitty had or has. Who knows? But they don't even ask them the question. They don't even ask anything about it. Here, the Daily Fail has one of their reporters embedded in Meghan's family, finding out every detail it is to find out, but they will not even ask Kitty what supposed to be the cancer that you have. They will not ask a question. And the minute that they may say something, they're shut down. They're shut down about it. And these are tax funded people. They're tax funded. You should have the right to find out everything about what's going on with them. Meghan is a private citizen. So is Thomas Markle Sr. Why are they doing hourly updates on a man, who is the father of someone they say is irrelevant? but yet and still all your rags is filled with it. All your panels are talking about it. Everybody has something to say about it. But yet and still, nothing is said about Kitty, who is walking around looking like she is skin over bones and really cannot stand up straight. He acts as if the earth has tilted 180 degrees and he is just trying to hold on for dear life. Now, when he showed up on official engagements, just swaying like a palm tree in Florida during a hurricane, nothing was said. Nothing was said. When he lost all that weight and looked like he was the one that was suffering from cancer instead of Kitty, nobody opened their mouths. But somehow they feel like anything and everything that is involving Meghan is their business. So I absolutely agree with this squatty. Mind your business. Mind the business that pay you. Find out what's going on with that family over there because it is plenty of stories to be had if you would only write them and let Harry and Meghan live their private lives. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up and I want y'all to give me some help in the comments and tell me if this is true. Now, I did not know this. Now, I have heard Meghan speak of her grandmother, Thomas Markle Sr.'s mother, but I didn't know that this literally did happen. Now, I heard her say that she helped take care of her grandmother. Now, I was thinking when she was speaking of this, I thought she was talking about Doria's mother. But look at this, what this squatty says. It says Thomas Markle abandoned his own mother. Doria and Meghan took care of her till her death. Is that true? I mean, I don't know, but I have heard Meghan speak of her grandmother and how she cared for her. But I didn't think Doria and Meghan were the ones who cared for her to her death. If you know anything about this, put it in the comments because this is new to me. I am so interested in this because I wouldn't put it up as fact because I don't know if it's true or not. But y'all tell me if y'all know it's fact. Because if it's true, Doria and Meghan are two amazing people. And I can see why Meghan loves her mother. Because would you take care of your ex-husband's mother? Something to think about. You have to be an extraordinary woman. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I want to switch gears now and I want to talk about Kitty's Christmas Carol concert and some interesting things that went on. I'm telling you, the cracks showed. They really did. Every crack that it was kind of showed in this Christmas Carol concert. And I'll explain as I go what I mean by that. But this was in People. It says Kate Middleton's three children added a personalized touch to the decor at her annual Christmas service. Here's how. Now, I didn't read this article and I could care less. What I was really interested in was this picture. They look absolutely miserable. I watched their entrance. I watched this when they placed stuff on the tree. I watched it all until they went inside of the Abbey. These kids look miserable. Willie and Kitty look miserable. Now, I have a theory on why they was looking as miserable as they were, and it's not about their marriage, but let's go on. And I believe that a lot what was going on here was two things. The first thing is no major royals was there. The highest ranking royal that was there was Zara and her meathead husband. I kid you not. They were talking about somebody named Lord Frederick Windsor. Never heard of him. And then they were talking about Princess Margaret's daughter. Lady Sarah Chatterton. I guess that's the way you pronounce her name. Yes, and then it went into the Middletons. Yes, nobody was there. I mean, it was a dud and landed with a thud. I kid you not. And they looked like they were miserable. They didn't look like they were in the Christmas spirit. And right there is where my second theory comes in. Look at what Not My King said. And look at what Not My King posted. The barrier pole. The barrier pole. Another barrier pole has come out, and look at it. Nobody, nobody was standing behind the barriers. And the people that you see in this picture, this is a video. The people that you see in this picture are walking up and down the streets, paying them no mind and no attention. I kid you not. This is what Not My King said. They say this is a new level of indifference. They show up at a pre-announced time, at a pre-announced place, and they parade the kids for your viewing pleasure, and the locals of downtown London just ignores them. Yes, but yet and still, they want to try to tell us that Harry and Meghan are the irrelevant ones. No, 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 no. The barrier poles are saying that Kitty and Willie are the irrelevant ones. Yes, as you can see, the barrier pole makes it clear that no one cares about these people at all. And I believe this is why they look so unhappy. This is the reason why they're looking like, well, Christmas is not going to be all that good this year because they see the indifference in the people. People are not paying them any attention. In this video, they are going about their business. I mean, it is something to see, and you can see it all over their face. They see it, they feel it, they know it. The barrier pole is absolutely eating them up. This is why they have moved everything to Windsor, because in London, people are done. They're done. And they show it every time these people show up. They they do not care about them anymore. The barrier poll says they are not the most popular. But it's funny. Like every time Harry shows up, the barrier poll always says that he's popular, but they want to say he's not. And the last time Meghan was there, the barrier poll was saying she was popular as well. And we all know when With Love Meghan, the holiday celebration dropped, it was in the top 10 in the UK. So that tells me a lot right there. And so does this barrier poll. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the barrier poll. It is eating them up. I'm telling you. And this squatty said, people are just walking, going on about their business. Everyone knows she was going to be there. She stood there long enough to get photos so the Rhoda can lie about the crowd. Well, you can't lie. I mean, at every angle, people are paying them no mind. And when that other squatter was saying indifference, I think that is the perfect word when it comes to how the people of London continues to show, this family, that they are indifferent to them. And again, that is why I believe they moved all the pomp and circumstance to Windsor, because they know the people of London, they're done. They absolutely are. And I'm going to put this up because this right here learned me something. Because this particular squatter posted this, it says ITV turned off view count. I didn't know you could do that. I did not know you could turn off your view count. But they did. It says the engagement on this post is atrocious. They turned off the view count. I cannot with these people. I cannot. And you know why they did it? Because they knew the engagement was going to be so low. They know people don't care anything about Willie and Kitty and look like they don't care anything about the kids as well. I mean, look at this. Only 20 comments. 20. And you're going to be the future king. And you cannot even draw over 20 comments. And it is 15 reposts and 126 likes. I kid you not. And let's just think back to a few days ago when Harry was on the Stephen Colbert show. I mean, his segment got well over what? I think it's probably at 8 million by now. The last time I looked, it was 5 million, almost 6. And they cannot even get 120 likes. And ITV have to turn off the view count. I cannot. I cannot. I they do everything they can to prop this very, very mediocre couple up. And this right here is proof of that. When have you ever known them to do something like this? Because they didn't want Willie and Kitty to be embarrassed because they just saw Harry by himself shining. Harry and Meghan shine separately and they are just blindly shine together. They cannot handle that because they settle for the dud. That's why they can't leave Harry and Meghan alone because what they have, nobody wants. Not even the people of London will not stop walking to see what is going on with them. That should tell you everything. ITV should be ashamed of itself. They really should because they absolutely played themselves on this one. I'm just saying. And y'all, somebody else played themselves too when it comes to this Christmas Carol concert of Kitty's. And you know who it is? Kitty herself. She played herself because look at this. It says Kate Middleton's parents and brother attended Christmas service, but Sister Pippa Middleton is absent. And if you are a squatty, you know exactly how Kitty Cat has played herself because we know why Pippa is absent. We already know because she dared to tell the truth about Kitty's performative cancer. Y'all remember while Kitty was supposedly in the hospital, Pippa was frolicking with one butt cheek out over on a Caribbean island with her husband. And nobody came to visit Kitty while she was in the hospital. No family members, nobody. And Pippa, when interviewed, said that she had a special kind of illness. Y'all remember that? I don't know the exact quote, and put the exact quote in the comments, please. But yes, Pippa let the cat out of the bag. And then after that, Willie sit in an interview with his legs crossed in South Africa and finished letting the cat out of the bag by telling us and telling the reporter that Kitty had precancerous cells. But I digress. It was Pippa that let the cat out of the bag first. It was her. And everybody from that point really started questioning what was going on here because it was the strangest thing. Why would her sister not be at this Christmas Carol concert? But think back. Pippa was not at Wimbledon either. She always goes with Kitty. She always does. but not this year. And then here she is, not at the Christmas Carol concert. What does that say? That say Pippa told the truth. She broke ranks and now her and Kitty are not close anymore. Now you can say whatever you want to about squatties, but you cannot say we don't know how to read the tea leaves. Yes, we read the tea leaves in this situation, and it is working out exactly as we predicted. Kitty and Pippa are no longer besties because this was really the only friend that Kitty had was her sister, and now she is not even cool with her sister anymore. I'm telling you, it's delicious. It is really, really delicious. And this particular squatty, oh, is everything. They say this. They say, "Hi, GB News. Since you are very interested in King Charles's daughter-in-law's family matters, can you explain to us why Pippa Middleton said Kate wasn't ill in the traditional sense, and why since then they haven't been seen together?" Tell me that one is not delicious. Yes, it was. That's what she said. She said that Kate wasn't ill in the traditional sense. And ever since then, we have not seen hide nor hair of Pippa. Not at Wilmington, not at the Christmas Carol concert, not with her sister out and about at any time. Like I said, Pippa was Kate's only friend, and now she doesn't even have a friend in her sister. I'm just saying. And this other squatty said this also, why Beatrice and Eugenie stated prior commitments to describe their no show to Catherine's carol service. Wonder what those prior commitments were. Haven't seen them mentioned in any articles on the same day. It's a thinly veiled snub. I think so. Bet they blame her. Well, I'm not going to speak on this much until a little later, but yeah, Beatrice and Eugenie was not there. They were not. And the last squatty said even Tampon and his sidekick, Bob. Is Bob the name of Charles's horse? Did I miss something? Did the squatty name Charles's horse Bob? It says even Tampon and his sidekick Bob was absent as well. Now imagine if this was Meghan's. The headlines about the almighty snubness. Exactly. Exactly. They could not resist. But I'm telling you, it was no one there. No one of any kind of ranking when it comes to royalty. Like I said earlier, Zara Tyndall was the highest ranking royal there that I saw, her and her meathead husband. So that right there should tell you the pickings was really, really slim. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This was in People. And like I was saying earlier, Eugenie and Beatrice was not there. And it looks like Beatrice left it up to Eugenie to make the announcement. Now, this is what was in People. It says Princess Eugenie speaks out after she and Princess Beatrice declined Kate Middleton's carol service invite. Now, do you believe that if they were all on the same page, that Eugenie and Beatrice would have made an excuse saying that they had other obligations? That old trope. They actually trotted that out as an excuse. Do you honestly think this would have ever happened? But we all know what the problem is. And it is that Kate and Willie do not want Beatrice and Eugenie there. We know this. We know this. But I'm going to put this up. This is what Eugenie put up. And it says, wish Beatrice and I could have celebrated. I mean, this is what it says. Excuse me. It says, wish B and I could have been celebrating tonight with our family. Princess Eugenie wrote on social media after the event. And this is what she put up. This is what she put up. Such a special evening at her incredible carol service. What an amazing message of love and hope. Yes, do you not think that was scripted? Do you not think that was negotiated? Do you not think that was talked about, passed back and forth, and finally agreed upon that this is what Eugenie would put up and Eugenie would be the one putting it up? Yes, absolutely it was. Nothing is spontaneous in that family. Everything is orchestrated. Everything has been negotiated. I'll put it that way. But yeah, that's what happens. I'm telling you, something to behold. Now, this is what the Daily Fail said about it. Beatrice and Eugenie declined invitation to Kate's Christmas Carol service. Like I said, do you ever think that would have happened ever if all the stuff that has gone down hadn't gone down? I'm telling you, never in a million. No, I'll make it a trillion years. I'm just saying. And I want to put up this comment right here. Now, it's not a long comment, it's very short and quick and straight to the point. And it says this: so, no color coordination this year to spite Meghan. When I read that, I had to get up off the floor. I did, because y'all remember when Meghan did an interview. I can't remember if it was with the cut or who it was with. If you know, put it in the comments. But Meghan said that she did not wear, bold colors. She did not wear bright colors when she was a part of the working royals. She absolutely tried to mute herself. She would wear very muted colors, earth tones. She said that she did not want to, compete with the higher ranking royals, especially the queen, who was known for her bright colors. Well, they heard that in that interview and they got this mean girl idea to all wear the same color to the Christmas Carol concert. Y'all remember that? And they just thought that they had done something. They just hit back at Meghan. Well, look at them now. Look at them now. I'm telling you, the ancestors, Karma, Lady Karma, whoever you want to contribute it to, has absolutely ate them up. They have been ate down. And now here they are, just a shadow of what they used to be. And I just love this for them. I do. The ones that they absolutely thought they were being so mean and they were in the loop and everything was going their way are not even there this year. No, Pippa's not there. Beatrice and Eugenie is not there. Y'all remember they were so mean. They were so mean that they didn't even tell Eugenie to wear her burgundy. She wasn't even invited to be in on the joke. No, they were even being mean girls to Eugenie, even her sister Beatrice. And now look at them all now. Yes, Eugenie, she absolutely chose William and Kitty over Harry and Meghan. Look at her. Look at her now. And we all know Beatrice was always the bitch when it came to Harry and Meghan. And look at her now. Oh, I love it for them. I do. And we don't even have to say what's going on with Willie and Kitty. Those two, I'm telling you, they are zombies. Yes, the walking dead. You look them in the eye and you see nothing. I mean, they are absolutely empty vessels. If you yelled in their mouths, you would get an echo. This is who these people are, totally and absolutely void of a soul. They look like they are night creatures. They do. And they are so different. It is night and day between Meghan and Harry and Willie and Kitty. I mean, it is day and night. Harry and Meghan are upbeat, bright, I mean, engaging. They are absolutely out here looking like Naratu. Yeah, I got to stop. But I do want to say, oh, how the worm has turned. Has it not? It has turned. And of course, the derangers remain deranged. They really feel that Megan reached out to her father only to overshadow Kitty's Christmas Carol nonsense. Look at the bottom of this. It says anything to overshadow the Princess of Wales. And this is a response to People magazine's article about Megan reaching out. And this particular squatter reposted that and said this: these people are truly mental cases. What the F does Megan reaching out to her father, who just lost a limb, have to do with Kate? I cannot, y'all, I cannot. And this squatty said even Thomas Markle overshadowed Kate Middleton. The UK media went on a frenzy over Thomas' shenanigans and completely ignored Kate's Christmas thing. They did. It said talking about Thomas allowing them to talk about their pot of gold, which is Meghan. And Kate's family on both sides snubbed her. They did. They absolutely did. No one was there. I think I saw Eugene Levy. They invited him trying to draw in some eyeballs. Nobody cares anything about Eugene Levy. Most of Americans don't even know who he is because the show that he is famous for is on streaming, not on any of the major networks. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty said the way the British media has treated Kate yesterday is humiliating. I don't even like her, but they showed that talking about Meghan is in any way possible will bring more engagement. They promoted Kate's Christmas Carol for months and tossed her on the side to talk about Meghan. This is embarrassing. They did. And the British media pretty much proved that Meghan's, trash father, his missing leg is more interesting than Kitty Cat's full production of her Christmas Carol. I hate to say it, but it's true. I mean, he got more juice than Kitty. Thomas Mark and his missing leg has more juice than Willie and Kitty. I'm telling you, how do you look at yourself in the mirror after that one? I'm just saying. I agree with this squatty. It's embarrassing. And this squatty said the Rangers desperately making up that the Spencers were at Kate's Christmas hoopla, not checking that Charles was in Althorpe, posting on his social media while the event was taking place. And Sarah is still on the mend. I am laughing my arse off at their desperation. Ha 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 ha. Yes, trying to pretend like Charles Spencer and his sister Sarah was there. I mean, the desperation. I can smell it. I mean, you can smell it all over the Rangers. they really don't have much to work with when it comes to Willie and Kitty. And I just love that for them. I do. And this Squatty says everything that needs to be said to these derangers and all of these hag dragons. She says this: the Rangers, if you choose to focus on anything other than Kate's celebrity carols, whose fault is that? If Kate's celebrity carols can be so easily overshadowed by just about anything, even a limb, whose problem is that? Exactly, exactly. And it has been delicious. Listen, y'all, I will see y'all next time. Bye.